Well, first of all, thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much for inviting me. It's really a pleasure to be here and also to meet so many faces that I've known for during the last year. I would say that, as you all know, we had that Denmark had the EU presidency from 1st of January to 30th of June. And if you which I didn't, but if you read the whole program of our presidency, you will see on page 50 or something like that, there was a small mentioning that Denmark would put emphasis on fighting on non-communal diseases, especially on diabetes 2. And the embassy decided that we would do something about that. And with great help and cooperation of the Association of Croatian Medical Doctors, represented by its chairman, Professor Metelko, we formulated a project which was actually supported by the Minister of Health, the Minister of Education, Sabo. I know that the Committee for Health, and I know that the chairwoman is here, at least she has been here, the church, and of course some NGOs, in order to set up some conferences with the aim to inform doctors, NGOs, parents, schools, rectors, and so on, that they should do something about fighting of diabetes 2. We know, and I learned also, that the cost of fighting diabetes 2, or just to treating patients with diabetes 2, amounts to between 10 to 15% of the total health budget. And I said in my introductory remarks at all 4 conferences which we held during the autumn and summer in Zagreb, Osijek, Split, and in Opatija, that actually this is a waste of money, and you could spend these money that in much better way if you actually would make a strong effort to prevent diabetes 2. As I said, we never know whether the state will use the money for other things. But anyway, it is a waste of money. It's a welfare disease that you can do something about. You can, and it has been said also today and yesterday, that this is something we can do something about, obesity and also exercises and so on, healthy nutrition and that. We were very lucky to have some fantastic experts on all areas, including obesity, from Croatia. And the conferences, I think, were a fantastic success, and very many people attended them. And I think that they got something out of it. We are now continuing, and we will, and I know that some of the experts are preparing conclusions from the 4 conferences we had, and the input from those who attended, and that will be presented to those I mentioned: Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Sabo, Church, etc., at a meeting early November. The thing is actually why we chose, of course, the Minister of Health. He has a very good interest in saving money, and it's good also for the patients if they are saved money, and because that means that the patients are diminishing in number. And of course, the Minister of Education is of course also very important, because we talked about that also. The teaching of the healthy life should start in kindergarten, continue everywhere, and of course Sabo should support that. And of course the church could do that to all those who regularly go to church, etc., etc. I should say also that the whole project was supported financially by Novo Nordisk, and we think that it has been a great success, which we might see how we can continue in the coming year. So I must say that was very interesting, and especially because, as I said, it's waste of money, and that could be spent in other ways. And it's also a waste of good lives, because we also learned, and we also heard that today, I think, that very many who have contracted diabetes 2, they are not being treated, and they are actually suffering extremely much. So thank you.
Excellency. Uh, yeah, that's educated diplomacy. And I must mention that Croatia has historically fantastic institute for diabetes, Vuk Vrhovac, which was globally recognized Croatian product. So I don't know if was or is a good term, but we have perfect expert. No, Željko, we can't discuss it anymore. Yeah, but we have to close. I think you had comparatively enough time to this. Now, I think we can close this session if you agree. I must say there are many methods of how you plan future, and if I would be a rich man having a lot of money, I would buy McKinsey. This was really a fantastic presentation, and I will come back later on at the last session, but it's really the way how things are done, and of course the other way is of course participative, giving people bottom-up opportunity to participate and articulate. But this is really the great challenge, and we cannot think about solution in time slots which are probably lower than or shorter than 30 years, not 2020. Okay, so if any one of you wants to make a good comment, bad comment. Okay, so my suggestion is that we start immediately with the next session, because it was almost 2 hours break in the meantime. We'll start, so thank you very much. We'll start with Frank Lichtenberg. No, we are continuing, nastavljamo odmah. Yes. Nova prezentacija. Please.